control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. It's ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. So Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. And I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I floating in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Though I've passed 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. Ground control to Major Tom, your circuit's dead, there's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the moon. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. Hello, everyone, anyone, and welcome to XCom 2 Introduction and Character Pool Preview. Well, there's not really a preview. I wasn't invited to the beta. I just started this whole gig a little back, so unfortunately, all that footage you saw was wonderful stuff. I mishmashed from some trailers, but I've had to find a way to put a Bowie song into the XCom universe somehow. Does it fit? Kinda? No? Well, whatever. Rest in peace, Bowie. Yeah, he'll be missed. But man was obsessed with space. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a soldier named Ziggy Stardust. But anyway, moving on. Basically, what you need to know for XCOM 2 in terms of my channel. One is that this is the wonderful place to put your name down for kind of reserving, if you will. The big things that kind of matter in this in terms of reserving your name is stuff like first name, last name, nickname, biography, nationality, gender. Those are kind of the big things in the comment section. That's where you want to put it. As for the rest of the cool customization options, dude, there are so many of them. In fact, I'm going to be recommending checking out another YouTuber and streamer by the name of Beagle Rush. He is my personal favorite when it comes to XCOM. In general, I watch a lot of his XCOM 1 stuff. His XCOM 2 preview is kind of how I got myself prepped and prepared for this, and he's got a wonderful customization preview that can kind of give you an idea of how you want your soldier to look. And in fact, it even talks about the character pool. I believe there's going to even be a way for those who own the game even to be able to have their characters made, and I'm able just to extract them, pop them, put them into the pool, and then they can just show up as a rookie, and I start putting them together. That's the stuff that I'm not 100% clear on. But that's the sort of thing that I'll have a Dropbox made up if that's the way we're going to go with it for the customization. If not, you can actually painstakingly be like, I like to wear a ball cap. I want the bandana. No, not that stupid bandana. I want that other bandana. And I want to have scar number 17. I want my tattoo to be purple. You know, all these little things, all these little details will get ironed out as it goes. I might even make my own preview video or kind of showing off the characters as well as kind of an in-betweener. But the point is that it's looking nice is a big part of it. Getting your characters in here. Why? It's funny because I mentioned going over to Beagle Rush, which you should totally subscribe to him, by the way. Is like, well, why not I just watch that guy's footage? Well, hey, I think you should because I'm going to. But when it comes to XCOM 2 gameplay, this is your chance to get in on actually having your name in the game. Smaller channel, more probability that your name's going to come up. And that's really the big thing about that. Is the fact is that with my 392 subscribers right here at the moment, I feel comfortable in saying that if 20 people sign up or whatever, you're probably going to be in that first playthrough. Your name's going to show up and all that sort of good stuff. And that's really what it's all about. And with that in mind, now comes let's talk about the character classes and kind of give you an idea which way to go. Right. So basically, XCOM 2's got some interesting differences between them. And if you want more information, believe me, it's out there. But when the game comes out, I'll be doing my own talking about it as we go. Number one, as you've seen in the video, the Ranger. The Ranger is the guy with the sword, or gal with the sword. Person will work. Basically, they have two kind of ways you can build them from what I've seen so far and how far people were able to get with the 3-month access period and what I've seen. Is either you can go really heavy into the sword to chop up Alien and Avent, if you will. Or you could kind of make them a little bit more stealth specialized to where they're concealed longer, where they actually are able to stay in concealment even if the rest of the group gets taken out of concealment, or you're able to do some cool stuff with that. The Rangers are definitely the up-close personal fighter. They're armed with shotguns and their katanas. Ooh, I mean, it's so cool having a sword in XCOM. It just is. And there's a lot of possibilities for this class. So once again, when you're kind of naming, putting your name down in the whole pool, I'm going to be trying to make sure that you are playing as that character. But the rookies kind of show up their own temperament and stuff. Heck, you can specialize them so far. They have temperaments, you know, and what accent they're going to be using. You can have Australian, and they can speak some sort of gibberish like I don't even understand. No, you can have them speak in obviously languages like German and such. Ich bin ein Berliner. So anyway, that Ranger is going to be your up close personal fighter, and it's kind of like which way you want to go. Is more stealthy or more just put me down that stabby tree? Is kind of the information I needs to know. Coming up next is going to be the Grenadier. Grenadiers are really cool. I mean, their equivalent to XCOM 1 is the heavies. Pretty much, they're able to shoot grenades farther than you could throw them. So that gives you a lot of possibilities for using specialty grenades or just being able to, blow stuff up from a further distance. Besides that, of course, they're armed with a minigun. And the two ways to kind of build them from what I've seen so far is paying more attention to their minigun in terms of being able to shred your opponent's armor, because that's actually a much bigger deal this time around. Instead of just like having, shoot, like whenever the mechtoid showed up and it had like 25 health bars, they have it so they have armor, so everything is being reduced by a certain amount. Your grenadier, can shred part of that armor to make it easier for the rest of your soldiers to actually kill them, which is very cool. The other way to kind of build them is more tanky, where they get armored themselves, so that way they can be a little bit more up close and personal. Or maybe that's the troop that you risk going a little farther out to collect the loot that an enemy drops, because they're pretty much going to be tankier because of it. So that's kind of the two differences between this. And like I said, a lot of the stuff is going to be flowing as it goes. Moving on to the sharpshooter. Oh, the sharpshooter. Sharpshooters look really awesome this time around. The sniper is equivalent from XCOM 1. And with that in mind, you can kind of more focus on the long-range aspects of them. On their sniping ability, there's stuff in that area. And there's also cool stuff with pistols. In fact, I'm fairly positive one of the very first sharpshooters I get is going to be taking some of the free action moves of a pistol, because it's like a big magnum gun, and it looks awesome. And they're able to do a lot of stuff in that realm. So pretty much kind of like being able to be more specialized for, nope, I'm just staying in the distance, shooting from long range, or being close up. Now, a lot of these perks, just because you're saying one or the other doesn't mean you're committing to that or that. It just means we kind of want the character to go more often, and I'll kind of make decisions as I go to the best of my ability. And the sharpshooter is going to be a lot of fun, just because I personally, my favorites are always the snipers. The snipers are always also the jerks who get all the kills, so they're the ones you tend to level up the fastest. Usually was in XCOM 1 at least, so going to be neat to see where that one goes. Okay, next we got the specialist, and he is the hacker slash medic. Medic is the XCOM 1 equivalent. They are pretty much, they got the really cool gremlin. I'll prop it up, put a little picture of it there. They have the gremlin, which is pretty much their little hacking buddies. They're R2D2s, okay? And pretty much what you can kind of do is that you can specialize them more towards the aid and like first aid capabilities for the team. For example, I think they all come with defense protocol, which makes it so that you can add like 20 defense to one of your other units, meaning that that person you just put out in harm's way or is potentially be flanked, you can up their defense a bit. Or you can make them heal, or you can make them better at hacking objectives. Now, hacking objectives is going to be something that is it's going to be essential to the main game, and being able to do stuff from a distance is going to be very important. To be able to just do some of the missions, because a lot of these things are timed, and like, you got aliens in the way, you know what I mean? But the cool thing about the gremlins is that also you can, make it so they're better at doing the hacking stuff, and you can even like hack the little Advent cell towers or little watchtowers, and they can give you bonuses based upon your hacking skill. So there's definitely going to be a need for both a medic type specialist and a hacking type specialist, and we'll be, working that along as it goes and seeing. So that's kind of the information you need to know. So once again, the wrap up, the too long did not read version, is what I'm looking for from you guys is your name to sign up, nationality, nickname, all that, nickname, country of origin. If you want to write a little biography, then that's the way to go. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to include somebody I've been talking to and what their character is kind of going for, and give you. I've got one reserved already. What can I say? I've been talking to them for a while, and they've got the information set up for me, for a medic, that is. And it's going to be a lot of fun, though, guys. I'm really excited about XCOM 2. You have no idea. I spent one night probably watching like 6 hours worth of like, oh, okay, ran out of Northern Lion videos. Let's go to Beagle Rush. Oh, ran out of that. Let's look somewhere else. So I'm looking for all the XCOM 2 stuff, and it's definitely going to be really awesome. In fact, people from the Long War team are releasing day one mods for XCOM 2 right from the get-go. But the people who did Long War, Long War was a mod for XCOM 1 that made XCOM 1 like so much more replayable. It already was a hell of a replayability game. The modding in this game is also fantastic. People are modding their early access beta stuff to where, not early, they're able to mod it just by changing a couple values and stuff that, they're not exactly super skilled hackers, but people are able to figure stuff out, so it's kind of neat. So anyway, that's pretty much what this is all about for this introduction video. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the song. God, that's a hard one to do, but I think that XCOM 2 is going to be an excellent game, and I'm looking forward to seeing your name and your character on the battlefield, and hopefully they won't be dead. But so far, hey, you guys see some of the Darkest Dungeon stuff. Some of you guys are still alive. Heck, I need more name signups is what I really need, because I'm going for so-and-so the second. So it's important to get your name signed up here ASAP. So anyway, thank you very much for listening to me ramble along with the still images afterwards, because I wasn't going to snipe anyone else's footage other than official gameplay stuff. So I appreciate you guys listening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on XCOM February 5th. Take care, y'all, and I'll see you then.